Welcome to Authentic with Brazil 201. I'm your host, Brazil 201. And on today's episode, we're going to talk about what are my top 10 movies of 2026 so far. And now, for references on this, I just want to state these are movies I have seen. Okay. I have seen The Odyssey already. So, yes, The Odyssey is on this list. Now, obviously, I've not seen Spider Man yet, or Digger, or One Night Only, or Ford, or the Verity, or the other Anne Hathaway movie that's coming out, or that Jacob Elordi flu movie, and The Social Reckoning, etc. Okay, so this is just so far of what has come out up to the Odyssey for 2026, and what my favorite movies are so far. Why obviously half of these movies are going to fall off the list as Spider-Man and Digger, etc., come out at the end of the year. But right now, these are my 10. These are the 10 movies you should check out, and I'm going to work my way from 10 to 1. There'll be pretty much spoilers for everything except for the Odyssey. Okay, the Odyssey I'll talk about on this. The Odyssey pod will come out on the 16th, probably at like midnight. I'm seeing the Odyssey again on Monday the 13th, and then obviously I'm seeing it again with the general public on 16th IMAX, and I'll probably see it a lot. Just before we get into that, yeah, it's a 3-hour movie that I will, by the time it comes out for everybody on Thursday, I will have seen 3 times. Okay, this is like some Oppenheimer level nonsense on how many times. But to be fair, with Oppenheimer, after 2 times seeing it fully, I just always left the Oppenheimer screening after the nuke scene blew up, because I really didn't care for the courtroom drama aspect of that final hour. But for the Odyssey, the 3 hours from start to finish, fucking phenomenal. Okay, that's it. So number 10, we start with what was the first good movie of 2026, which should have been in theaters. And we got to say thank you to Netflix to introducing the world to Emily Batter, the people we meet on vacation. Now, Emily Henry is the creator of these books. She is from the white girl author realm, similar to Colleen Hoover, and has a bunch of these books I have never heard of, but they all have a massive fan base. And Netflix has the first look deal to constantly make these adaptations into movies, and apparently they all take place in the same cinematic universe. Apparently, not really. Whatever. I don't know any of these other books. All I know is, look, I saw People We Meet on Vacation March of 2025. Right. I see everything very early, and I was like, "Yo, this movie is fucking phenomenal," and not like Oscar phenomenal, but like, movies like this should be in theaters. And I'm like, "Yo, who is this white girl? She is beautiful." And it looks like Netflix has their new golden white girl, right? Because she's doing the 99ers, which is the World Cup 1999 soccer team movie. And she's doing the remake of 13 Going on 30 with Logan Learman as the Mark Ruffalo type character for when they pop into what is 2026, right? That I'm like, whatever, it seems to be the same gimmick that's happening, except it's going to be in LA instead of New York. Look, I'm all in on Emily Batter. She is in my white girl power ranking, number 2, right behind Ella Purnell. I think eventually she will become like an A24 darling, win an Oscar, stuff like this. No, good for her for finally becoming like a star at like 29, 30. Apparently she had like this Amazon show. I checked it out after People We Meet on Vacation came out. I didn't really like it. Whatever. I think she's cool. I hope she's in a lot of things. Good for her on the rising star, because as we go through this list, we're going to see a lot of people are popping off in 2026. Great movie. Go see it. Netflix has a weird obsession with Robin, because our ninth movie, Voicemails to Isabel, which is not an Emily Henry movie. I thought this was one of these Emily Henry situations. This is not. Zoe Deutch plays a girl who has a sister who dies. It's not to cancer, but I just feel like for easier storytelling purposes, it's easier just to say her sister Isabel dies of cancer. And similar gimmick, Nick Robinson plays the golden white boy, and he has the phone number of Zoe Deutch's dead sister who she constantly leaves voicemails to, which I think is a cute gimmick, to tell her what's up. And then obviously the movie ends with Nick Robinson's character calling the voicemail, and he says, "Listen, I'm going to take good care of your sister. Please give me a sign." And then the DJ plays fucking Robin dancing on my own. And then the movie ends that way. I gotta say, I haven't seen Zoe Deutch is in a lot of shit this year. She's the voice of the female character in Minions and Monsters. I haven't seen that Hall Pass sex movie that came out today, that she needs to bang John Hamm because her husband banged a celebrity crush or whatever in the movie. I'll see that, I guess, this week before all the fucking movies are just The Odyssey, The Invite, and in a week it'll be Spider-Man as well. Fun movie. Another movie that I think should have been in theaters. Next, Toy Story 5. Obviously, the war on iPads, the whole thing about how the toys are dying because of screen time and how tech is for everybody and all the situations happening with cyberbullying, brain rot, etc. I think this is the second best of our Toy Story movies. I think it's great. I assume we're gonna get one more final Toy Story movie, and I guess AI will be the next, villain. And I think then we'll be done with the Bonnie trilogy of Toy Story movies. Then I think we're just done with Toy Story for a while. Still wonder though, because of the rules of what we established in Toy Story 4 on what makes a toy quote unquote come to life, right? If you're built as a toy or if a child believes you're a toy, based on if you're built for toy purposes, you're sentient, that means sex toys are sentient in the Toy Story universe. It's just a real thing to think about. And, if we ever go to an R-rated Toy Story movie, it would be fascinating to do. Number 7, Backrooms. Our first of the Zoomer directors who are making this list. Obviously, Backrooms is based off what was a 4chan thread that then went viral, and it is just a movie that shows how Sears are everything. And listen, I like Backrooms a lot. I don't know what we're gonna do. I understand. I don't know if in the shows, or not the shows, the YouTube clips or the lore about this, if we ever get to like a quote present day-ish situation with the Backrooms. All I know is that the fault lines triggered it, and the MRI people have been trying to do it, and it goes on forever. And then there's the entity and all these other situations in regards to Backrooms. I think Kenny Parsons has done a great job with this. Can't believe he is 20 years old and has the highest grossing A24 movie in A24's run. Backrooms is that good. I hope we get sequels of this, whether it's just a show or another movie, or we do time jumps, etc. I was one of these people who did not know any of the lore about it at all. Like, I played the Fortnite game mode of it. I kind of understood that if you stayed there long enough, it learns about you and creates a version of you in regards to memories and all of it. You can go into the Times Square AMC, or if you can find an abandoned Sears, that's basically what Backrooms is. It's just a warehouse that goes on forever. I liked it. I hope, God, I'm trying to remember the Backrooms characters in it, because it was a horror movie, but it wasn't a horror movie. Oh, Clark, the guy who owned the fucking bullshit version of Sears or IKEA or whatever the fuck it is. The director, I'm not the director, the therapist, which I still found weird because I don't think men went to therapy in the 1990s. Is Mary, still trapped with the agency that has been, going into the back rooms? I would think a present day version would be so cool. Like a smart person leaving air tags everywhere, try to really map it out. And we never got really into the thing is that we know Clark is getting sick as he's going into the back rooms, and that's why the government people wear the suits, because they know about that, and the giant 7'5" creature that's just somehow quick and how it goes on forever. I hope we get a present day version of it where there's portals slipping in all over it and you clip throughout it. Sad that the hot Asian girl, you know, died. Next from back. Oh, by the way, I haven't seen because they re-released Backrooms in theaters for like 17 minutes of extra footage. I have not seen this. I hope when it goes on HBO Max, that version of Backrooms is on HBO Max because I really do want to see it. Next, arguably one of the highest grossing movies of the year so far, Devil Wears Prada 2. Anne Hathaway and the gang are back. It is billionaires will not save us, but you have to choose your billionaire to survive. And similar to The Invite, which is also on the link, is a peak millennial movie. Everyone looks better than they do in the first one. They look younger. I'm in this movie. Spoilers. I loved it. This is number 6. Number 5 is the drama. Which is amazing how Patterson and Zendaya are probably going to be in a lot of my movies, end up in the top 10 at the end of 2026. Obviously, I expect Dune to be on this list. The Odyssey is number 1 on my list. Patterson and Zendaya are both fantastic in that movie. The drama is not as well executed as The Invite. It's going to be very interesting how the drama and The Invite are very similar in different ways. Obviously, the twist with the school shooting and how Zendaya was like a blogger, YouTube star, younger, and was going to do a school shooting, which was interesting because I think like throughout America's mass shooting era from 98 to present day, is I don't think we've had a black mass shooter, school shooter thing. We've always had like white or Muslim, and like the news even operates the same way. When we have a mass shooting school, it's always, is it white or is it Muslim? And then they kind of do their whole situation based off that. There's a whole protocol for it. I think it's great. Zendaya looks hot. I don't know how a museum curator, whatever the fuck Patterson's job was in this movie, and Zendaya, who was, I guess, some type of marketing agent, afforded that giant 2-floor brownstone in Boston, right? Because remember, Mia Hamm is the real villain of this movie because she locked a child in a fucking trailer when she was a thing, and she is like the peak woke white liberal woman character that we all hate. HR lady politics personified. That was the drama. 4, obviously, another Zoomer, hit, Curry Barker's Obsession, which also introduced the world to Indy Navarrete, who is apparently going to be the girl in Heat 2. Good for her. Obviously, I knew who Indy was from Superman and Lois, right? So I like always knew about her like thing on it. I knew about her Twitch streams and all of it. I'm glad we now seem to have a good amount of like Gen Z women stars, and we kind of now have what our potential X-Men cast could be. Look, Obsession is great. The Monkey Paws, One Wish Willow, it's now become a meme. Like similar, like we saw Sydney Sweeney's dating Scooter Braun. We're like, oh, did Scooter Braun One Wish Willow her, etc. With it. Obviously, Obsession is fantastic. It is these movies, my 4 through 1, are most likely all movies that are going to end up Best Picture nominees. Indy should get a Best Supporting Actress nom. She will have a better shot at winning the Best Oscar in supporting, similar if they run the Weapons style campaign, because it seems most likely Anne Hathaway is going to win the Oscar for The Odyssey in lead actress, right? So that is, Obsession, our first good Zoom. It's good for both Zoomers making the list, and great. And I can't wait for Curry Barker's Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Also, there's another movie. Apparently, he's making a whole cinematic universe. His next movie, which is pre-Texas Chainsaw Massacre, apparently takes place in the same universe as Obsession, which means, as you know, in Obsession, we're in a world where these magic One Wish Willows work, and a lot of people have had their wishes, etc., and they work, which is great. Obviously, I hate the bear character so much. I don't know. Like, I always try to think who would have been a better lead, because I just couldn't believe that guy tried to pull Sarah or Nikki at all. Like, I couldn't buy it. And I love it, but I was just so confused on their ages because they all went to college together, apparently, because they all work in a fucking, what is this, a record store, and somehow all afford living on their own. Like, all of this, how are they all 25 and still have shitty jobs? Whatever. I get it. Okay. Obsession. 3, The Invite. Now, The Invite is most likely going to be the best movie of the year that is not Odyssey, Dune 3, or Project Hail Mary. Okay. And that's very good for Olivia Wilde. And I understand in terms of Oscar things, those three movies are going to be clogging up most of the spots across the board in every award show, right? And look, the fact that The Invite is most likely going to be the best movie that is not those three, Olivia Wilde does deserve a Best Director nominee. The Invite is a better executed drama, and I know Olivia Wilde did not want to be in her own movie. I was trying to imagine who is supposed to be the character that Seth Rogen is with. Could have been Rose, the chick he is with that show, or The Neighbors, or whatever. I love The Invite. Look, I don't believe in marriage. This movie really justifies everything, in my opinion, of marriage. I do think Olivia Wilde deserves the Best Actress nominee for this. Penelope Cruz deserves Best Supporting nominee. She deserves Best Director. Apparently, it's not original. It's based on some Spanish movie. So I guess in this adaptation, right, seems to be where we're going, the adaptation screenplay for Oscars in the WGA seems to be most likely is going to be The Invite, The Odyssey, Project Hail Mary, Dune. That's 4, right? I'm going to go to Obsession. Not because Obsession's original. So hold up. The Invite, Project Hail Mary, Dune, The Odyssey is 4 that are basically going to be clogging up adaptation. Obsession. Obsession is probably going to get original. Right, that's right. Obsession could get original because it is straight up original. Backrooms is an adaptation, I guess. Maybe, I don't know where Backrooms script isn't really that phenomenal, great, but it does seem like Obsession is going to be, it is original, so that should be good for Curry Barker being going to get nominated for that. Yeah, that's The Invite. 2, Project Hail Mary, obviously the movie that was the best movie of the year until The Odyssey. Gosling's going to get nominated. I hope the guy who voiced Rocky is going to get nominated. Listen, there are 2 must-watch scenes I saw Project Hail Mary, I think, like 20 times in theaters. I can't wait till it's back in theaters for the For Your Consideration run. The going fishing and the having a moment are probably 2 of the most beautiful sequences in Project Hail Mary. I sleep to the Project Hail Mary sounds track, like the score or whatever, every night. Here's the thing, as we get into what is going to be a very competitive Best Actor race and supporting actor, because it is interesting, is that maybe, I don't know if Rocky's voice actor can win supporting. It'd be cool, right? I think they're going to nominate it so they can have the puppet at the Oscars and a bunch of other shit, right? But it seems like we're so locked into a lot of the races already, right? Gosling is going to get nominated for Best Actor. The Millers will get nominated for Best Director. Project Hail Mary is going to be a Best Picture contender. Like, obviously, 1, 2, and 3, as I've said, it's going to be this Dune, Project Hail Mary, Odyssey dogfight. And it's going to be just up to what people want more. Like, do they want to reward Nolan again 3 years after Oppenheimer? Do you reward the end of a trilogy like you do with Lord of the Rings with Dune? Right? Because if you're looking at the Best Actor nominees, right, actors, it's going to be Gosling. It's going to be Tom Cruise for Digger. It's going to be Matt Damon for lead actor, right? That's 3 of 5. Timmy, I do think, gets nominated, right? That's 4. And we're getting into this weird thing, is Jeremy Strong or Jeremy Allen White in The Social Reckoning, depending on how you do that, is what the fuck is his name? God, I always forget. God. David Cornswet, if that movie is actually coming out, the Mr. Irrelevant movie, etc., for it, on where the Best Actor nominees kind of slot in on this. Look, Project Hail Mary, another almost 3-hour movie that I've seen many times and I've never left. Okay, I love the entire thing. Now, number 1, I can't really talk too much about it, but it is The Odyssey. And The Odyssey is a 3-hour magical thing. I don't know how The Odyssey will play for people who don't have access to the Lincoln Square IMAX, because that movie is meant to be seen specifically in that theater, right? As was Project Hail Mary and as Dune 3, right? Is that Obviously, in any IMAX screening, it's going to play very well. Or if you have 70mm screenings, similar to The Invite, it's going to play very well. I don't know how this movie will look in your normal shitty screens and like Flyover America at all, because I've only seen it in Lincoln Square IMAX, and that's the only place I'm ever going to see it, right? And look, I had a tweet that I said this: Damon's going to get nominated, Tom Holland's going to get nominated, Anne Hathaway's going to get nominated, Zendaya's going to get nominated, Samantha Moran's going to get nominated. And I only recently learned when I saw The Odyssey, the Battle of Troy, not real. Historically, did not happen. I thought it did. I like knew the Cyclops element and all the other shit about The Odyssey was fake, but I thought that like the Battle of Troy with the Trojan horse, I thought that was historically true and that happened. Apparently, it did not. And look, I'll talk about The Odyssey full in depth probably for like 45 minutes on the 16th, right? I've seen it 3 times, so I'll be able to fully digest everything from that Cyclops sequence to the Battle of Troy element to Tom Holland's, yes, Oscar-worthy performance, to Anne Hathaway. There's a scene with Anne Hathaway and Matt Damon that's like 7 minutes long. That's truly fucking great. There's the Samantha Moran sequence, which deserves her nomination also. This is what I'm saying, right? Where like the Odyssey people are going to be clogging up these award categories, as is Dune, right? And Dune is not on. I've not seen Dune yet. I've only seen the 2 trailers and the 10-minute sneak peek they gave people. Look, I believe Timmy will get nominated for that. Then this is the Zendaya situation. Zendaya could get nominated for The Odyssey. Zendaya could get nominated for The Drama. Zendaya could get nominated for fucking Dune, right? We're in a weird like situation. Pattinson could get nominated for The Odyssey. He is great in The Odyssey. He could also get nominated for The Drama. He could get nominated for Dune. This is such a weird year where it's like the same 4 people are going to be clogging up the award category, because they specifically changed the rules to this year's Oscar that the same actor can be nominated in the same type of category for different movies, because before that wasn't the case. Like you could always be in Best Supporting and Best Lead for different movies. Scarlett Johansson did this and Anne Hathaway did this before. But we're in a situation where legitimately, and I mean this seriously, Anne Hathaway could be nominated for The Odyssey. She could be nominated for Devil Wears Prada 2. She could be nominated for Verity, right? And like, I don't like Mother Mary, but that Mother Mary movie maybe, or the fucking dinosaur movie. You get it? Zendaya, legitimately. Dune, The Drama, Odyssey. You get it? Pattinson, The Drama, Odyssey, Dune. Do you see this? Like this fucking situation? Because I think they knew it. I think we're gonna get a lot of situations for Zendaya and Anne and Pattinson are double nominated. Not for the same thing. I don't think they're gonna clog up both, but I do think that they will be in supporting and lead throughout that situation. But I'm still a favor that Indy should win Best Supporting. That's her best shot to win an Oscar. Should be nominated. Anne Hathaway versus whichever movie they decide to put Zendaya in the lead in for that Oscar, right? Best Director, as I said, it's going to be I think Nolan, Dune, Hail Mary, The Odyssey, The Invite as our 4. I don't know what we're doing as 5. Maybe it is Digger, right? Or maybe it's Ford. You understand that? But that is it. So our 10 from 1 to 10, Odyssey so far, right? So far as July 11, 2026. 1, The Odyssey, 2, Project Hail Mary, 3, The Invite, 4, Obsession, 5, The Drama, 6, Devil Wears Prada 2, 7, Backrooms, 8, Toy Story 5, 9, Voicemail to Isabel, and 10, People We Meet on Vacation.